every woman puts so much time and effort into choosing, making, sewing her dress. All of these dresses come from, have their own story that is different. Some of them are store-bought, some of them were custom made for these women, and some of them hand sewed them themselves. And something that I was reflecting on before the show is that the dresses are so special not just because of the garments themselves, but because a bride is wearing the dress on her wedding day, and the life that really makes the dress shine is the life of Kunduja Love. And Swedenborg, from his book Kunduja Love, has a neat quote about a marriage in heaven and why the wedding, what makes a wedding garment a wedding garment. When it was time, the angel said, "Get yourself ready and put on the garments of heaven which our prince sent to you before." So they dressed, and suddenly their garments began to shine as if with a flaming light. And they asked the angel, "Why is this happening?" The angel replied, "It is because you are going to a wedding. It happens with us that on such special occasions our garments shine and they become wedding garments." I have another quote about what is this love that is so powerful that it could make a garment shine. What is Kunduja Love? "All delights have been gathered into this love, from the first to the last of them, because of the excellence of the use it serves, surpassing that of all other loves. The use it serves is the propagation of the human race, and so of the angelic heaven. And because this use or purpose was the ultimate goal of creation, it follows that all blessings, felicities, delights, gratifications, and pleasures which could ever have been conferred on mankind by the Lord the Creator have been gathered into this love, its accompanying love." So there you go, that's the power of this love, and that is the love that makes these dresses shine and makes them what they really are. So with that, I would like to start with the first dress. This is Gertrude Winifred Alden and Samuel Simmons's dress. They were married September 7th, 1906, and it is worn by Janina Glenn, the great-granddaughter of Will Cooper. This exquisite Gibson Girl dress is 100 years old. They were engaged for 5 years because that is how long it took to embroider it. There are handmade eyelets around the scalloped border and a garland of leaves at the ankle. The bodice features moving inlaid lace intertwined with appliqué leaves. It is gently shirred at the hips and has a triangular inset in the center back to create a flare. Gertrude Winifred Alden married Samuel Simmons in the Mannane Hall Chapel. They had 9 children: Samuel, Elmer, Winnie, Kenneth, Una, David, the twins Karua and Carolyn, and Hillary. Karua died at birth, and her name means she was called. Samuel Sr. and Samuel Jr. died in 1929, the year of the crash, leaving Gertrude a widow. She was devastated and sent some of her children to live with other families for a year. Carolyn and David lived with the Harold Pitcairn family at Cairncrest. Carolyn remembers enjoying life in a castle, although she confesses that she and David were mischievous. When Will Cooper and Gertrude were both widowed, he asked her to marry him. She made him wait 30 years, thinking her first husband would not have waited for her any longer. So at 75 and 70, the two married and spent their last years together. Anita Sinisvet and George Woodard, married December 8, 1934. This is worn by Anita's oldest great-granddaughter, Anna Lindrum. Anita was the mother of David Kim and Anna Pendleton. Anita died of breast cancer 11 years later at the age of 36, and her husband, George, was remarried to Nancy, who helped to raise those young children. Anita was a dancer, even appearing with the Philadelphia Orchestra. It was lent to us by her oldest granddaughter, Shari Pendleton.
The silk satin dress has a cowl-high neck collar, empire waist, fitted sleeves with points at the wrists, and 10 covered buttons on each hand. The back features a triangular inset, flared wings, and a piece that extends from the neck to the end of the train. The underslip is also of silk, and for a garment that would not be seen, is amazingly fitted and designed. This next dress is Carolyn Simmons and Corporal Carl Sonneson, married January 22nd, 1944. It's worn by their great-niece Rebecca Simmons Mendel. This dress is silk satin and features a fitted bodice, 3 underbust tucks, a contoured asymmetrical waistband with puffed sleeves fitted to the wrist coming to a point above the hands. There are tiny gathers at the hips and a 6-foot train. They had 4 children, Sven, Eric, Sig, and Kirsten. Her daughter Kirsten Sonneson also wore this dress in 1972 when he married Lincoln Forrest Schomburger. Lawson and I had fun looking at different passages and using them as inspiration for details in our wedding, such as the fabrics used in my dress. I love to see how many people have been inspired by these same numbers and how different and beautiful each of their applications has been. This dress is made of linen with silk embroidery. The embroidery colors are the same as those used in the tabernacle. The embroidery images include doves, hearts, olives, grapes, and wheat. The overdress and train are made of silk saris. I used the sari border for the gold belt. From Ezekiel, I clothed thee also with embroidery, and shod thee with badger skins, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and covered thee with silk. The dress was designed by Elise and Lori Horan. Elise made the dress. She made Nathan's jacket, and the trousers were professionally made. Annika Fitzpatrick is wearing the dress today. Each part of our wedding garments were chosen because of their representation based on our research. At the time of our wedding, this was our thought about them. The red and white of our garments represents the marriage of good and truth, and these in the church are conjoined to the Lord. Nathan's suit is red wool representing that good, and my dress is china silk lined with cotton, with silk chiffon sleeves representing that truth. My dress has an embroidered waistband designed by Martha Gyllenhaal, depicting 5 different kinds of tree blossoms: pomegranate, almond, grape, palm, and olive. The blossoming of trees is in keeping with the state just prior to marriage, and is the voice of joy and gladness of the bridegroom and bride. Since Nathaniel and I were only engaged for 5 months, I tossed out the idea of making my own dress and was very pleased to find this one. We watched Sound of Music while we were engaged, and Nathaniel told me he wanted my veil to look like the one in the movie. I loved knowing what he thought would be nice and had a great time shopping for veiling with Aunt Karen and making the veil with Judy Sinisvet. Our daughters love playing dress-ups in the dress, and while it looks a bit bedraggled, I love for them to have such a happy association with it.